We all have that one friend, don't we? The digital ghost. The person who has an account, but their profile picture is a default gray silhouette or a blurry photo of a tree from 2014. No stories, no status updates, no perfectly angled brunch photos. In a world where if you didn't post it, it didn't happen, these people seem almost suspicious. You might wonder, are they hiding something? Are they secretly in the witness protection program? Or maybe they just live a boring life? Well, hold your judgment, because psychology tells us a completely different story. It turns out that the people who post the least might actually be winning at life the most. We are about to dive deep into the fascinating and slightly hilarious psychology of the invisible user, and by the end of this, you might just want to delete your Instagram app. Let's start with the first major reason these digital ghosts exist, and it is not because they are antisocial hermits living in a cave. It comes down to a concept psychologists call privacy orientation. Think of it this way. Most of us treat our lives like a reality TV show where we are the producers, the directors, and the desperate stars. We feel this weird pressure to broadcast our location, our feelings, and our avocado toast to hundreds of strangers. But the people who don't post? They treat their lives like a VIP club. And guess what? You are not on the guest list. They value control. They understand that once something is online, it is no longer yours. It belongs to the public opinion. They aren't hiding because they are ashamed. They are hiding because they understand the value of their own mental real estate. They don't need the world to validate their vacation for the vacation to be relaxing. Before we move on to the next point, I have to ask, and be honest here, do you find yourself posting for your own memories, or are you secretly hoping that one specific person sees how much fun you are having? Let me know in the comments if you've ever been guilty of the revenge post or the look at me post, because I know I certainly have. Now, this leads us directly into the second psychological trait, which is honestly something we should all be jealous of. It is called self-concept clarity. That is a fancy way of saying they actually know who they are. See, when you are constantly posting, you are often subconsciously asking the world, do you like this version of me? Is this version acceptable? We curate these avatars of ourselves that are cooler, funnier, and better looking than we actually are. But the person who never posts? They skip that entire exhausting performance. They know their values, they know their goals, and they know what they had for lunch, and they don't need a heart emoji to confirm that it was delicious. Research actually suggests that people who share less online have a stronger sense of identity because they aren't outsourcing their self-esteem to an algorithm. They aren't shaping their personality based on what is trending on TikTok this week. They are just existing authentically in the real world. It sounds peaceful, doesn't it? Not having to stress about the lighting or the caption. This brings us to the third point, and this one might sting a little bit for the influencers out there. It's about emotional security. Let's be real for a second. How many times have you posted something and then refreshed the page 5 times in the first minute to see if it got any likes? That is a dopamine loop, and it is addictive. We crave that little red notification because it temporarily soothes our insecurity. But the people who don't post? They have what psychologists call secure self-esteem. Their confidence is internal, not external. They don't need a digital applause track to feel worthy. They are complete all on their own. They don't need to prove they are happy, or successful, or in love. In fact, there is a common saying in psychology circles that the happier the couple, the fewer photos you see of them online. Why? Because they are too busy actually enjoying each other's company to stop, pose, filter, and write a 3-paragraph caption about how blessed they are. If you're constantly trying to prove to the world that you're happy, you might be trying to convince yourself, too. Does that resonate with you? Have you ever noticed that the people posting the most inspirational quotes are often the ones going through the most drama? It's a fascinating paradox. But it's not just about confidence. It's about how their brains process the world. This is our fourth point. These people are often what we call deep thinkers with an internal locus of evaluation. That sounds like a superpower, and it kind of is. An internal locus means they judge themselves by their own standards. An external locus means you judge yourself by what others think. The non-posters are usually more introspective. They prefer deep, real conversations over the superficial fire emoji interactions we have online. They think before they speak, and they definitely think before they post. If they do share something, it's usually significant. It's not just noise. They treat their attention like a limited currency, and they aren't willing to spend it on cheap validation. They are the ones observing, listening, and analyzing, while everyone else is shouting. In a room full of people screaming, "Look at me," the most powerful person is often the one sitting quietly in the corner, watching it all happen. And finally, we have to talk about the digital illusion. The people who don't post have cracked the code. They understand the matrix. They know that social media is a highlight reel, a distorted reality that breeds misery through what is known as social comparison theory. We scroll, and we compare our messy, behind-the-scenes reality with someone else's polished, Photoshop stage performance. It makes us feel inadequate. The non-posters? They opted out of that game entirely. They protect their mental health by refusing to participate in the competition of who has the better life. They choose peace over performance. They know that a picture of a sunset isn't the sunset, and a picture of a party isn't the connection. By staying low-key, they avoid the anxiety, the jealousy, and the constant feeling of missing out. They are present. They are actually living the life that other people are just pretending to live. So, the next time you look up that old friend and see their profile is basically empty, don't assume they are boring or sad or uncool. In fact, they might just be the most grounded, emotionally intelligent, and genuinely confident person you know. They don't need to be seen by the world to know they exist. They are the main character who doesn't need an audience. And honestly, that is a level of freedom we should all aspire to. If you want to stop letting the algorithm control your happiness and start understanding the real psychology behind why we do what we do, you need to stick around. I'm going to be breaking down more of these hidden behaviors in the next video, specifically looking at the psychology of people who always leave you on read. You don't want to miss that one, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel right now to unlock that knowledge. See you in the next one.